All right, here goes nothing. All right, I have been procrastinating far too long. So this is the cam follower. I've got my baggies of little parts, and you and I, are gonna put it back together. I think my gaskets, oh yeah, it's sealed there. I'm gonna, I know these are the spacers, but I'm just gonna clean up this with some gasket material because it still looks good. You know that? And yeah, it looks really good actually. I gotta stop procrastinating. It's time to get Kenny running again. And you know what? Maybe next time I'll just bite the bullet and hire a professional. Just pay the money. Show them the money. Which sounds kind of funny, but I enjoy it, but at the same token, it's kind of stressful. Not gonna lie. Not that I don't know what, well, it's exactly that I don't know what I'm doing. You know, and engine work's not cheap, but I think part of the fun is doing it yourself. Those other rocker boxes that I thought I'd use, and these look actually really good. I mean, there's just a tiny little slight line there that doesn't look great, but it's not bad. And you got to remember, this thing, how much work is this truck going to do? I mean, maybe one day I'll sell it and somebody will do some work, but I'm not. And I think it'll be just fine. And actually, the experts that I talked to, I asked them and they say it'll be just fine. And I trust the experts. The experts that know more than I. So I'm just grabbing a little file to clean up just this little burr where it had clearly come off. Just to make sure it's good. There we go. Any of these filings going where they shouldn't. Gosh, should have worn my other glasses. Can't see Jack. I can't see you, Jack. Where'd you go? So there, that's the oily port. Oh yeah, we got this. We got this. Green Giant. Just gotta figure out how it all goes. Looks good, looks good. Looking good, Billy Ray. So, this is the new roller that I was waiting for. Look at that. It fits. Now, according to my engine people that know way more stuff than I do, they said I could reuse this, so we're gonna reuse this. And you know what I'm gonna do? Hit it with a little bit of brake clean, I think. Just to make sure it's clean. Give it a little touch-upper. Because of course I was just filing there. And he says to himself, where did you put your brake clean? Hey, there's the Candera I was looking for. Oh, sidetrack. Sidetrack, soon you'll forget what the hell you went for. Alzheimer's. Unfortunately, it hits when you least expect it. Made a mess. But I got more towel. Let's give her a little dab and a wipe. Gosh, I can't wait to get this thing running again. I really can't wait. I know I have to wait. Well, I don't have to wait. Just need to get at her. Work keeps getting in the way. I want it to be perfect, and it's not perfect. It's far from perfect. I mean, it's an old engine. If I want to rebuild everything like new, it's going to cost a small fortune, and I don't think this truck needs it. If I'm going to spend a small fortune on an engine, I want to spend it on like a N14, C15, and I don't know, maybe that's the wrong attitude, because at the end of the day, if it's running and running well, and you're not putting a lot of miles on it, this thing will probably last me for the rest of my life. And I don't know that I'm ever going to get rid of it. Take a lot of money for me to get rid of it, I think. Because, you know, an Aerodyne K100, I mean, it's a Kenworth. I know. I sell Peterbilts. I know. But at the end of the day, it's the BJ and the Bear truck. It's so iconic. Okay, I think that's good. It's pretty clean. Just make sure I didn't, yeah. Okay, so those look good. I'm gonna slip a little roller into there. And I got, where's put Loctite on? Huh. There's an idea. A little brass. Here's the brass shaft. Look at that, guys. I've got the new roller in. It's got grease in it, assembly grease, white assembly grease. It feels good. A little bit of drag from the grease. Actually feels very much like these. Not too much side to side movement, like it's pretty, it's about the same as that one, maybe just a smidgy more. But yeah, I think it's good. I'm quite happy with this result. Yeah, very happy actually. Got the cotter pin in. I got the oiler tube in the right spot, and I checked with this because if it was in the wrong spot, I'd be able to, it would be there. But I double checked that because there's a little oiler hole in there because the oil goes through here, down the shaft, out, and it'll come through here and then there. So it comes out here and then also out there. And something that I did is I did squirt air in there, and I could feel it coming out there, just so if there was a blockage or something, it's not blocked anymore. So yeah, this feels really good, really good. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to leave this right here, although I'm going to cover this up. How big is that? Cover this up with some paper, and let's go do a little bit of grinding on the cam. Grinding on the cam. How bad could that be? Can't be that bad. All right, here goes nothing. I think my flapper wheel's too big. I'm a flapper wheel. I got the paper here to catch any sparks, metallic debris. I should have a disclaimer at the start of this. Kids, don't try this at home. Let's see, that's, I think, just about perfect. Just a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna rotate the old engine around just to give a little touch there, and she's nice and smooth, looking good, feeling good, and it'll, yeah, I'll go get a tool. That good. It's a little touchy, very slight amount. Yeah. That's just a mark for me pulling the followers out. Good enough. Well, good, bad, right or wrong, I'm calling it good. If and when the time comes where I'm going to rebuild this engine, then I will fix that. But if I'm going to pull the cam out, I'm going to rebuild the engine. That's kind of my thoughts. If it cacks, it cacks. But I think it'll be fine for what I'm doing. That's what some experts tell me. So, that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, let's just pull this out. Stuff paper in here to keep the small filing grindings from going in there. And yeah, worked pretty good. It looks good. The little burrs are gone. It's almost 100% smooth. Well, it is 100% smooth, but ideally, I mean, I could have bought a little sandy tool, but yeah, I think it's good because I think it's good. I'm quite happy with it, actually. So I think it's going to be fantastic. In fact, I think that's going to work great, and I don't think that'll be what ultimately causes this engine to fail one day in the future or require further repair. So, that being said, just going to prep the surface to pop the cam followers back on. I'm going to leave the shim that's there because it looks good. Put a little bit of belt dressing on it and stick her back together because it wasn't leaking before. At least, yeah, it didn't look like it was leaking. So we're going to let her buck. Let her buck! Yep, screw it. Let's do it to it. I wonder if I should put those... Well, that's probably all right to leave that one on there, so then when I put it on, got one on each side. see. That's why I can't see this little mark here. There's no lines. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's an exhaust, and yeah, we're gonna run her. We're gonna run her. Now I should check in here, see if I can feel the timing marks. If I could feel the timing marks, then I don't have to try and look in that little hole. Well, I mean, I'll have to look at the little hole, but... Some is good, more is better. So make sure I use a liberal amount for putting this sucker back in, so everything is well lubricated. Right around the cam if I can. Cam if I can. I don't know if there's a special way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it. Maybe that's not the way. I gotta lift up from the bottom. There we go. They all looks kind of idiot proof. Says this idiot. There. Now let's get the bolts and snug those up. Well, guys, good or bad, right or wrong. Is my light on? Is my light on? It's back together. So, yeah, it's back together. Let's hope it holds out. If it doesn't, we'll just pull the engine right out and rebuild this sucker. Or we'll find a different engine, but I think it's gonna work fine. You know what? She's not perfect, but she's going back together. And you know what? I'll have the satisfaction of doing it myself. Might not have the satisfaction. Well, I should be more confident. I'm confident that it's going to work. Is it perfect? No. Is it going to last for a million miles? Nope. Probably not. But will it last for everything I might do with this truck? It probably will. You know what? It's, yeah. We'll take a look anyways. And you know what? In the end, I still plan on maybe rebuilding this sucker one day, but today isn't the day. There's a way more important things to do to this truck than pull the engine out and rebuild it. So let's get the truck running again. Let's get the rear clip sorted out, start spiffing him up, and you know what? When he's good and ready, we'll give him a new engine. Either rebuild this one or drop another one in. But either way, it's going back together. So let's scrape some gaskets. Yee-haw! All right, I got it. It was a bit tricky to get this timed because from the other side, I have to look through that inspection hole and find the hash mark. So I don't know if I can show you guys if I put the light in there. And right in there, there's a, if you can see it, there's two lines. There's two lines on that gear. I don't know why that thing shut off. So there's two lines on that gear, and on the accessory drive, they line up to these dots. So those two lines cradle that gear here. So yeah, so that's what I have to put on so that that lines up with that. So I'm gonna scrape this old gasket off. Gasket smells bad. Good enough to go back on, I say. Good enough for the girls I go with. I just have to line that those dots with the lines. Line up the gears, Mike. Line up the gears. Guess I should get a gasket too. Might be a good idea. I got my headlamp on. I got my gasket here. Nice little sticky gasket. Wonder which side it goes on. Since that side was stuck, I'm gonna say it goes on here. And now to get this. Now, what are the odds on it actually going in the right hole? And when I say the right hole, I mean the right tooth. You know, my handy dandy flashlight, not flashlight, photog taker. Here, looks. Oh my gosh. Got it right first shot. I'm gonna just quadruple check this. Yep, there's the dot and the lines. Take a picture. Yeah, more like a hot diggity. It's definitely it. See, guys? I don't know if you can see that there, but there's the dot. There's the lines. That's what we want. So I did it right. Whew! Right on. Right on, brother. Okay. Now let's get some bolts in there. Ooh, that headlamp works great. Looks like I know what I'm doing. No, just enough to be dangerous. It's a pretty accurate statement, actually. Rusty crusty. Using the impact because easy. That's 5/8. Who knew? Clearly I didn't. I'm thinking about calling it a day because there's a little rubber nub that goes on the keyway, and I just want to make sure I put it in the right spot, and I'm pretty sure it goes right there because there's some silicone left. It's to keep oil from flying out. Actually, no. You know what? We're going to take this gasket off. That's what we're going to do. Well, guys, I got the fuel pump ready to go on, or compressor slash fuel pump, and the accessory drive. But if you look at the accessory drive, and get my light in here. So the pulley has the wiper that goes inside here. You'll notice the keyway. So here's an important tidbit that I didn't realize until Tom pointed it out. There's actually a little rubber seal that goes right there to keep oil from coming out around the keyway, because that pulley is going to slide inside there on that seal. So here is that little rubber nubber right there. I actually, I just put it in there to see how it goes, and yeah, that's how it goes. I'll maybe pop that out carefully, but that's what it looks like. Just a little, yeah, just a little tiny little rubber nubber gasket doodad. So I think I'm going to call it a day. And you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about Kenny coming back together. So yeah, get this sucker moving yet. And I got all my fuel pump there. This truck's really dirty. It's definitely gonna take a lot of work to bring it back to life. You know, I equate that maybe be a little bit rat roddy, but bell for notifications and see what happens when we get Kenny back together. Is it gonna run? Is it gonna blow up? I think it's gonna run. I don't think it's gonna blow up. I really hope it doesn't blow up, but if it does blow up, I guess whatever, we'll deal with it. So anyways, guys, take care. See you on the flip side. Peace. That's really all I got. I got nothing else. I'm hungry too. It's like 6 o'clock and it's supper time. I'm feeling my belly. My belly. Gosh, I gotta lose some weight. God.